Alright guys, you finally did it. You made me make a video about Vivo X200 Pro. It's finally here, and not only I'm gonna test the photo capabilities, video, cinematic, portrait, low light, everything that these cameras have to offer, but I will also be comparing to the benchmark, in my opinion, in the video department, the iPhone 16 Pro. So let's compare these cameras and see which one is better. Let's go. Alright, you guys don't even realize how much I tested these phones. And yes, Vivo did surprise me with some unique features that you have not seen yet on YouTube. Let's learn a bit about the Vivo phone, as it's a new brand for me and I'm trying it for the very first time. Because I think this phone needs a little bit of context. You know, most of the modern Chinese phones, they have these collaborations, as you saw in my Xiaomi video. They collaborated with Leica, and to be honest with you, in terms of photography and image processing, so far produces the best photos that I personally like out of all the phones I tried. Yeah, you see me testing Samsung Pixels, but there's something about the Leica image colors that made me choose that phone over everything else. So let's see what this Zeiss has to offer. So within the camera interface, you see if we press here on top, we have different options, in fact 3. Just looking at the preview, there is not much of a difference. Maybe there is a little bit more heavy contrast from Zeiss one, and if we choose the Vivid, then there is a little bit of saturation added to the colors. What is cool, you can switch on and off HDR over here. I think this is important, and a lot of phones have to do the same thing. So you have quick access, you can enable or disable it. Framing 4:3, 16:9, and full. And guys, I always tell you, do not select the full, because that actually is a crop on the sensor. It just gives you full screen, but it's not full resolution. I don't know why these phones do that. It's a little bit confusing. So you better choose 4:3 or 16:9 for that matter. But personally, I'll be using 4:3 to utilize the whole sensor. Let's take a few shots with the main camera and see how it performs and compares to the iPhone 16 Pro. So the photo quality is decent on both phones, with iPhone having more neutral contrast and colors, while Vivo has amazing telephoto shots. However, it does sometimes oversaturate the photos during bright light. But if we talk about the zoom cameras only, then I would prefer Vivo shots. Plus, it allows you to zoom in further than the iPhone. So as you see, the zoom camera seems to be really better on the Vivo, but how does it do it? Well, if I just look at the image and try to analyze it myself without listening to what these brands actually say, it seems like it just digitally removes first the noise, and then it just adds a little bit of sharpening around the edges of certain subjects, and that is really easy to see on the writing. So if you take a photo of a billboard or a book from the distance, you can see how actually it manipulates the photos. It sort of artificially draws what the image could have looked like, and it tries to guess what is there on the image, and it definitely delivers that wow factor to people who think, oh wow, that allows you to zoom in so far away, when in reality it just creates this kind of impression with AI. And probably the best representation of how companies focus more on the software would be moon photos from the Vivo. Right now you see how the clouds are visible on the wider focal length. But once you go to extreme zoom values, the processing just removes the clouds and paints clear skies for you. And I'm sure you will be blown away by the video quality from one of these phones, but first you have to check out this crazy architecture photography mode that Vivo has. And I have not seen it yet on other phones, so that's kind of cool. So you know, when you take photos of different buildings, you stay in obviously lower than the building itself. So in that case, you get a little bit of distortion because you're looking at the building not up front, but from the down up. And for that kind of shot, professional architecture photographers use tilt shift lenses that allow you to mitigate that kind of distortions. And you see over here, if we go into the special Pro mode, first of all, we have the selection of raw photos, which is kind of nice, but also click over here onto the settings, we have Zeiss perspective. So you can see a real-time preview how the phone adjusts that kind of perspective shift, and it really does work. So let me show you in comparison with the iPhone, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I take the shot with the main camera like so, and you see a little bit of distortion and how the walls of the building, straight lines, go a little bit not in parallel, but they will cross at some point above. Whereas here with the software, you can actually make those lines straight. And you see much different perspective, and that's really cool. If you see fancy magazines of different architecture, they use special tilt shift lenses that made specifically for that kind of shots, and here you can do all of that internally with the software. So obviously, as you see, the photo will be cropped, but that's just because the phone needs to utilize the framing and straighten those lines. That's kind of cool to see in real time. Now let's test how good they are for filming vlogs and YouTube videos. And right here I have my compact cinematic setup. This is a brand new gimbal from Insta360 called Flow 2 Pro. Flow 2 Pro Okay, that was a little bit cringe. But you know what's not cringe? Getting cinematic shots like this one. And yeah, this is a telephoto lens on the Vivo. Honestly, I'm surprised. But why would you want to get something like this for your phone? You see, the main camera stabilization is pretty good on both of the phones, even when handheld. However, if you use a telephoto camera and try to walk or create some sort of a parallax movement in the shot, then something like gimbal is essential, especially as you will see in this video in low light. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What's cool is that it has built-in tracking and you don't need a special app or anything, although it does have a pretty cool app. I hit the trigger button and it should track me, right? Yeah, it works. And you see it rotates 360 degrees, so in fact I can walk all around the phone. I can just, you see, cross and go around different subjects, but the phone still finds me. You know what's also cool about having this connection with the Apple Dock Kit is that you can still use the built-in camera app and also adjust the zoom via this rocker, and you don't need to touch anything on the screen, which is really nice in this cold weather, because guys, it's been really struggle for me to touch the screen, even though I have special sensitive gloves over here. But sometimes when you use it in a freezing weather like right now, it just does not respond really nicely. Whereas here I can always adjust it within a touch. This is really nice for this kind of instances, at least for what I do here on YouTube. There is a little mirror on the back of the gimbal, so I can sort of see myself as a monitor over here and just, you know, see if I'm in a shot or not. Personally, I think if you want to film vlogs, then with this setup both phones will perform well. But what if we want to film cinematic videos? Now what's cool on this phone is that it actually has real log inside, and I tried it already and it does seem to be a more or less similar log to what I have on the iPhone. Yeah, that's kind of cool to have on the phone, and it seems to really give you a higher dynamic range, which is nice in the bright environment. Over here on the Vivo there is a Pro mode which works really nicely. I will be using 4K and I will enable log, and pretty much that's it. I'm ready to go. I will keep my shutter speed to auto, ISO probably as low as possible. Let's just set it to auto, so maybe the phone will adjust it for me. Attach it like so, double click to center it in place, and I'm ready to go. Let's see how good this Vivo is. We start the recording and it's log. Let's go. And I will get really nice reveal over here. You'll see in just a second. Look at that. Alright, so that was a vertical shot, and I double press on the gimbal like so, and I will get the landscape for you guys so you see full screen, and I can also enable the LUT preview for myself so I can see the shot in full colors and contrast. Yeah, there is actually an 8K option as well, but if you're filming in log, it's not available. So I would choose log over higher resolution, and I'll also recommend that for you guys. Parallax reveal over here, which looks really, really awesome. Okay, so here's where I was really shocked. The log footage from the Vivo seems to be really solid. The footage isn't over sharpened and seems to be really easy to color grade. And as I'm editing this video right now, I cannot believe how good it looks. And now as we're getting into the low light territory, let's see how the phones perform. I have to tell you guys, it's super cold, so I'll try to set up everything super quickly because I'm getting frozen. And that's why having a gimbal like this that's super easy and quick to deploy is very important. Okay, so I turn it on like so. All right, now I will film a little bit with the iPhone and then with Vivo. We have beautiful light right now. The sun has already set, but we still get the bounce from the sun all over the place. It looks really beautiful, and I'm trying to walk really careful right now, even though I have gimbal, but it's still important not to make the steps too prominent. It's with every gimbal, every camera. And oh my god, guys, look at the sky. This is insane. This puts the smile on my face. This is really beautiful. Made a full circle over here, and now what I want to do, I want to capture a shot with ultra wide angle camera, and I want to get higher up and then move backwards. And for this, another feature of this gimbal, I can get it even higher up, and these extendable tripod legs will help me as well to get even higher. You know what's cool? I'm using the built-in camera app, and I can start the recording from the gimbal over here. I start as close as possible, and then I'll move backwards like so. You can put it in reverse too. This light is so huge, you can never oh my god, oh wow guys, this has to be filmed on 5x camera, I'm telling you. I can hit the trigger and it will be in hold mode. You see, wherever I move, the phone stays in one spot. Looks really nice. Alright, now let's install the Vivo phone real quick and film the same shots because the light is insane, guys. Wow. I kind of don't want to film, to be honest. I just want to be in the moment and enjoy. But you know, guys, this is my job and I heavily rely on your likes. So do not disappoint me. Hit that like button because you see the sunset. I don't. Okay, now I kind of do too. Wow. This is crazy. I don't even know, should I film or should I take a photo? Alright, so Vivo phone. The lighting is almost the same. It looks amazing. To be honest with you, it looks incredible. Wow. Okay, I'm using the telephoto lens right now. This shot is way better than on the iPhone. And you really see this parallax effect over here where we have the foreground and the background moving at a different pace. Okay, this is pretty low light, to be honest with you. Guys, look at this. This is crazy. So we have sunset reflection in the windows over there. And if I adjust my framing just ever so slightly, I get the street light and the moon behind it. It's insane. Look at this framing. Wow. Everything in one shot. This is crazy. So beautiful. So beautiful. The moon looks really smooth too on this phone. You kind of can see the pattern and the craters on the moon. Wow. I swear this zoom so far from just like my initial reaction and the use of it feels a little bit better, honestly much better on the Vivo than on the iPhone. And you know, it's kind of cool to see that Vivo phones are finally in the Western world as well, because I remember 8 years ago I used to live in Shenzhen in China, and Vivo phones were all around the place. You could see it on the metro, on billboards, everywhere, but it was not present in the Western market. Now I was just getting here to film this video and I saw someone with the Vivo phone on the public transport. And that's kind of cool to see because finally Apple has a competition and they can push their cameras even further. So it's just win-win for us as consumers. And listen, I really was a bit skeptical when received the comments about the Vivo phone, and I'm really happy I tried it to see that the hype is real. In this video I used the global version with all Google services, and overall it seems to be working fine. And guys, it took me a lot of time and effort to make this video, so please support me by hitting that like button and do not forget to subscribe to the channel too. And meanwhile, make sure to check out this video next, as I think it will be perfect for you, and I will see you there. Bye bye.